What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay Money. It's money making Monday. We're trying to get some cash, man. We got our guy Sharks and Sports here. What's up with you, Shark? Everything cool with you?
Oh, yeah. Taking a breath. February 7th, 2022. Welcome to Happy Hour Hoops. Jay Money and the Shark. 5-game card today, 4:48 p.m. Eastern. An opportunity to dominate. We're excited to do it. Welcome to new followers. We know we got a lot of people coming in here. We thank you for listening to us, desiring greatness, power, prosperity, and domination. Jay Money, lead the way, and let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it, man. I always say the show is sponsored by Wager Talk, guys. Go and check it out. I'm staring at the Wager Talk live odds screen right now, comparing all type of line moves, percentages, all type of stuff, guys. Go check out the website. A lot of good stuff over there. You can use promo code J1. You get any package for less than $1. You can also it's also $9 Monday over there for any packages, Shark. It's all business here, guys. First game of the day, man. We're going to the streets of Charlotte here, Shark. We got the Hornets here. A little quick revenge spot versus the Raptors. Will it matter though? The Raptors been absolutely red hot here right now, Shark. I must say, I'm not betting against this team. They are 0-3 last three, 0-3 straight up and against the spread last three when heading out on the road after a little homestand or whatever. But it's still their recent form right now. These are two teams going in opposite directions, Shark. And look at it like this: the Raptors started out this year terrible. Hornets started out good, hot. Now they're starting to come back to their average. The Raptors starting to show people that they're one of the top teams in the East over there. It's Raptors or none for me in this game, my guy.
Yeah, and speaking of top teams in the East, I think something just quickly zooming off this game, you look at the Eastern Conference playoff race, the top 8 teams are all within 4.5 games of each other. That is outrageous parity. We did not think we were going to have that. And, of course, Toronto's sitting at the 6th seed right now, only 4.5 back of the 1 seed. So you talk about incentive to play ball. They certainly have it. You look at the other side of this game. Charlotte obviously is 1-7 ATS last 8 on an L4. Third game of a homestand, lost the last 2. A bit of a qualifier environment, which I always talk about. The first game there was a 1-point loss to Cleveland. That was Gordon Hayward's first game back off an injury. He went 3 for 13 from the field. He was useless. They lost as a favorite. And then they had a 3rd and 4 back-to-back. Ultimate fatigue spot against Miami, in which they got just absolutely hammered in the third quarter, 35-8. So you do get this bounce back effect. They should improve here. You get a one-off revenge game. They did lose 125-113 4 or 5 games ago in Toronto. But something that I do think is noteworthy, which we talked about with the Miami spot, Charlotte did go 3-0 ATS against Toronto last year. So when they sweep the ATS environment last year, theoretically, Toronto, just because they covered 1 this year, doesn't mean they can't cover 2. Toronto on the road is real tight. Their games are within 4 to 7 points almost by default. I think this game will be close. No official play, but I wouldn't talk you off the Toronto side here.
Yeah, Danny, my guy, I appreciate you in the chat, man, for $20 dono. We appreciate all you guys, man. Everybody that showed love the past couple of days. Back to some business here. Like I say, man, this is one where, like I say, it's Raptors or nothing for me. I'm looking at all my stuff. I was thinking, this is just me thinking it out, Shark. We know that the Hornets will do to come up. And another thing, LaMelo Ball, he is going to be in the All-Star game. So I could sense him having a better game here. In the last game, I had Raptors trifecta. And I remember Scotty Barnes and Van Fleet sat out that game, and they still smacked him up with ease from start to finish over there. And what I think it is, these teams that are much better defensively from the Hornets, they're running back down floor, setting their defense, and don't let these guys get easy baskets against them, clog the paint, and play sticky defense. That's exactly what the Heat did. It's exactly what the Cavs did as well, Shark. And the thing that scares me off here for the Hornets is that they were up big versus the Cavs and no, and they pissed it away. They were in the game versus the Heat, then end up getting smacked up late in the game. They can't close the game, and if they're not humming offensively, hitting their 3-pointers, I always say they can get smacked up by any team because they're not a solid defensive team here. So like I say, personally, I sprinkled a little some on the Raptors, but it's nothing official for me. It's not even a big enough play, man. It's just something I know that it's Raptors or nothing for me in this game, and I do see them keeping their success. They really see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, really balling out and see some other shit like in their grasp. They're balling. I'm talking about a much better defensive team here, and their offense can get going versus the Hornets. It's a revenge spot. I don't like all revenge spots. It's Raptors or nothing for me here. It's not a super strong spot, but Raptors the only way I'm looking here. And also the unders have been hidden with the Hornets games, guys. They're 4-0 to the under last 4 games. They're also 0-5 against the spread last 5 home games. So this team is a little bit on the slide. At some point, they're due to come up, but me personally, I wouldn't be betting on it here, man. They call it catching a falling knife. Shark, you had something else?
Yeah, one further point on this. We always talk about this. it's not noted enough. People always talk about baseball being America's sport all year, 162. It feels like they're playing every day. The NBA calendar is actually longer from the point A to point Z in the finals than any other American sport. So you're going to see this in the last 25 games. Teams that didn't play well for 55 games but are deep professional units are going to turn up to a totally different level. And that's what you're seeing with Toronto. This is an ex-champion team. These guys know how to win. And you look at Charlotte, outside of Hayward and maybe one or two other guys, this is a young core, very inexperienced, no playoff experience. The game is going to change here in the next 25 games. We're going to see a lot of these teams that were not particularly fantastic really clustering. It's a totally new environment. Check that professionalism. It's very important.
Exactly. My guy in the chat says he's a Hornets fan. He think the Raptors going to smack them, man. So, like I say, Raptors, they're a much better coach team as well. A lot more depth. This team is just playing harder right now. They could be a little fat and happy. Have some big games at the house, but I don't see the Hornets being able to have enough defense in this one, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Washington, D.C. One more thing I did want to mention. It is 5 games in 7 nights for the Raptors. They had 2 games off, but they were coming off a 4th and 5 straight. So it is 5 games, 7 nights. We'll see what happens in that one. Anything can happen. Streets of Washington here, Shark. Heat versus the Wizards, man. Obviously, it's some big question marks with this game, especially the main one is Jimmy Butler, right? We know that the Heat are somewhat a different team without Butler out there. They're already without Hero. They did get Lowry back, Shark. We know that the Wizards, it's not that they're unbettable. You can find spots to bet any team, but what I'm saying is I don't like the chemistry of this team right now. They're really losing disconnect with the coach. A lot of different things going on in the locker room. I can't back the Wizards right now, so it's Heat or nothing for this better.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. This is the 4th matchup of the year in the division, so we are data efficient, but I think this is really sharpening up. If you go back to the last matchup, Miami did lay 8 points at home and win by 7. I say this every day. When you start to see the result and the line pretty much connect on the dot, it means that the books have a ton of information. Of course, we do too, but that means they're going to sharpen it up. I think 6 is going to be real sharp. You do get a Washington revenge game. Washington has been lackluster recently, but I made the comment before they won a game recently. They were so good, and then they were so awful. They're actually, over the last 20, slightly below their expected average. They can improve here. Divisional home game, revenge game. Miami off a couple wins. No Tyler Hero. A lot of moving parts. Definitely a no play. Miami could get there, but it's going to be real tight.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's definitely going to be tight. And this is one where I wait on Butler. Obviously, the line is going to skyrocket, but I would not touch the Heat without Butler if they're without full squad. They're already down Hero as well, guys. So it's Heat or nothing for me. I'll be perfectly honest with you. This weekend has nothing to do, implications on today's games, but I'm still sticking a little clear of some of these favorites, man. It's just been, in all honesty, it's been pretty easy to bet lately. And I'm not saying that the favorites can't keep cashing, but I definitely think a few of these are going to be a little bit bumped up in my opinion. So still some favorites to cash. And like I say, it's Heat or none for me. I'm not looking to take the Wizards. I don't care if they win this game. It's still like I'm just not in the hurry to bet this team right now, Shark. Let's go over here to the streets of Chicago. Talk about 4th and 5 nights. This is 4th game in 5 nights for the Bulls, man. Now, they didn't have to travel anywhere, but this team left it all out there last night, Shark. They were actually trying to get that win so that the coach could go be the all-star game coach or whatever. If they had won last night, Billy Dunham would have been an all-star game coach. DeRozan went for 42 last night. He talked about it. He really wanted that win. They went all out. They spent a lot of energy, Shark. What are we doing in this one, my guy?
Yeah, you said it. I'll continue it. On a suddenly not so casual, my favorite Monday, February 7th, 2022, official play. Buy hat is engaged. You're looking at a lot of stuff here. Of course, Jay said it, 4th and 5 nights, the ultimate fatigue spot. One corollary to that I think is very important. Go back early season. Chicago had a road game at Denver, which they won. They came home on a Sunday and played a very competitive game against the Knicks. On Monday night, which was a 3rd and 4 back-to-back ultra fatigue spot, they got hammered by Indiana. Phoenix is not Indiana. Phoenix is the best team in the league. And you look at what Phoenix is doing here. Last year, they did win 106-97 in Chicago with a far worse roster group on a 6.5. The line came up to 8 at home. It should have been 9.5, so it was short. And Chicago did cover that, 121-116. So the line functionality has mattered. Now you get 8 home, 8 road. It should come down to 5. It's showing strength. And I've been talking about this in these clusters against the East. We've nailed this so far. Phoenix does the same thing every single time. They come out the first game at the East flat, then they blow out the second game. The third game, we have 3 of them. They beat the Nets outright in Brooklyn as a +6 dog. They hammered New Orleans 123-110 off a previous cover, and they hammered Detroit by 27 points on a -11.5. If you do a little averaging there, that means in this position, the third game of an Eastern sequence, they're covering by an average of 9.33 points per game. 9.3 +8. I think they win the game by 16 to 18 points. Official play, 1 unit Phoenix -.
Yeah, I can't tell you. The Suns are absolutely rolling right now, Shark. They're 6-1 against the spread last 7 road games as well. You don't bet against this team, man. It's either you bet, like literally, I have rules. You take the Suns or you don't bet the game at all, guys. You know, this team is literally, they're on some others. I don't know what they're smoking over there, but they're on some others. They come to play hard every single game, even the guys off the bench, man. I'm talking about they were signing 10-day contracts. Everybody, it's a culture over there. It's lifestyle, the way the Suns are, and I'm not backing the Bulls in this spot either. I'll be honest, you possibly could, you may be able to get a better line if Zach LaVine is in or out. Him and Kobe White are questionable. If those two are in, this line will go down to at the very least -7, but even still then, it's Suns or nothing for me. They do have the 76ers on deck tomorrow, but yeah, Suns the only way that I can look in this one, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of OKC, Shark. We got the Warriors versus the Thunder, laying 12.5 in an uninspiring game. This team does have the Jazz on deck. I'm not saying that I lean the Thunder, but it's just not a spot that I would feel comfortable with the Warriors. It's a dead zone type of spot, man. One thing with the Thunder, you want to see if they're playing Dort or not. I can kind of gauge when the Thunder are really trying to win, or if they're just basically tanking away. When they sit Dort, when they get to sitting guys like Muscala, they're old vets, that's when they're showing that they don't really care about the game. So watch Dort. That'll let you know everything you need to know about this one, Shark.
Tough game here. As you mentioned, Warriors on a dub-8 traveling here. Massive, massive trap spot. You win 8 in a row. You have a one-off in Oklahoma City. Then you play the Jazz next. The issue here is the Thunder are equally as hot. The Thunder are 6-1 ATS last 6, coming in here off a road trip in which they did tank the final game on a 3rd and 4 back-to-back in Sacramento. But again, 7-game sample, 6-1 ATS. Is that sustainable? I don't know. You get a revenge game here. Obviously, Golden State did hammer them 103-82 early season, way back in October. Not sure how applicable that is to this particular matchup. Again, we talk about this all the time. When both teams are kind of in a funky trap spot, who can you pick? Coin flip for me. I have nothing here.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And a lot of the problem is with a lot of the Thunder covers, a lot of those came with SGA, man. So a couple of games, I think 3 games now without SGA. We'll see what happens. It's too many points for me to lay on the road. In theory, this one should get ugly. The Warriors the only way I can look, but this is one game where I worry about the motivation. You dig what I'm saying? And they have a bigger game with the Jazz on deck. It's not tomorrow, but still could possibly just be looking ahead. Thunder still got some ballers out there. Giddy, man, they got some legit ballers out there. But like I say, watch for Dort. He's their best defender. When he's out, this team can easily get smashed. When he's in, maybe they keep close. I don't know. Stand away from this one, Shark. Let's go. Last game up. We go to the streets of Utah here, man. This is one where I like the dog in this one, Shark. The +8. They are 12-4 against the spread last 16 meetings in Utah. This is a bounce back spot as well, right? I mean, we got to give it to them. We thought this team they do have turmoil, but they came out there and was up on the Lakers. They actually showed that they came to play, played a good team game. Of course, they did melt that one away. I think that was more so on the Lakers. Shark, that was like a Super Bowl type of game for the Lakers. They had to win that game, won ABC. LeBron came back. He laced it up. AD back in there, went to overtime. They covered for us, but I think the Knicks are still showing us that they still want to play right now, still trying to show something. On the other side of it, the Jazz, they've won 2 and covers 2 straight before struggling. We still got to remember this team was without Rudy Gobert. Even with him, this is not their point spread range, especially at the house as well, Shark. 9-17-1 against the spread at the house, and they're also only covering 45% of their games this year, laying 7 or more points. So I like the Knicks here +8. I think they can keep it close. It's a small play for me, guys, I'll be honest, but it is my best look on the board. The Knickerbockers, I got my pants pulled up right below the calves right now, Shark.
Yeah, and the hat is a PowerPoint to Jay's play. I'm not officially on this, and I will give you some points, just my general thought. I don't disagree. When you look at the line, this line is all over the Knicks. Last year, Utah did lay 11 at home and win by 14. Utah does have the look-ahead game, obviously, to the Warriors national game on Wednesday. The only thing that I don't know about the Knicks, we talked about this before they played the Lakers. They played 10 out of 11 games against the West. So we don't have a lot of information as to how they're going to travel here. Their first 5 were mostly against the Southwest, and they were against the really bad teams. So we saw what they did against the Lakers, but we don't really know how good the Lakers even are. So that's just a total toss. So now they come in here. This is the first time all year they have a front end back-to-back off a road game prior. So this is the first schedule spot all year where they played a road game, stayed on the road, and now play a front end back-to-back. So I just don't know. Of course, the Jazz are a bye team going forward, having gone 2-11 straight up without Donovan Mitchell and other characters who are not coming back, Joe Ingles being the main person there. But it's just going to be tough. Obviously, they cleaned up Brooklyn on a short number. Anything could happen here, but I'm not going to throw a negative vibe to this play. So let's not.
No, honestly, anything can happen, guys. I'll be honest. On the side of it, the Jazz are due to come up. They can hit some threes. Bogdanovich, Conley, they got Donovan Mitchell back, guys. Nothing's guaranteed. Like I said, this is not a super strong play for me. I'm only going half unit, but I do like the Knicks here plus the 8. I'm finding one. This is a dog that I think has a chance to win this game outright. You look at the Jazz, still no Gobert. The Knicks have not faced the Jazz in recent history without Gobert. And you look at it, the Nets game, they didn't have any chance. They didn't have, for one, the Nets are a fade right now, simple, and they couldn't exploit the weakness for the Jazz, which is getting into the paint. That's all the Knicks want to do. Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, these guys like getting into the paint. I don't care that Kemba Walker's out. He's been trash anyway. Give him an upgrade. Give Cam Reddish some minutes here. I think they know this team notices on the front end of back-to-back. They play the Nuggets tomorrow. I see them being competitive in this one and possibly getting smashed tomorrow. The Nuggets really have an offense that's rolling, but like I say, the Jazz, I think some of their guards, especially guys like Quickly coming off the bench, Burks, who used to play in Utah as well. I think that the Knicks can keep this one within 4 or 5 points. So I'm taking the Knicks plus the 8, man. Nothing's guaranteed. It's nothing super strong, half unit, but I still like it, and I'm still trying to cash it. You dig what I'm saying? It's time for some free NBA picks, guys. Please go hit the like button. Go check out Wager Talk as well. It's $9 Monday. You can use promo code J1 as well to get a full package of plays, guys. Sharp, what we like today? Break them off with your officials, my guy.
One official, visitors locker room, national game, NBA TV, United Center, Phoenix Suns -8. As I mentioned before, Bulls are in an absolutely brutal, brutal spot, and Phoenix likes to travel in these environments. Phoenix is focused, committed, ultimate. It's Chris Paul, it's Devin Booker. If you listen to Devin Booker in post-game chats, I mean, he could coach an NBA team himself. The guy is a mental assassin. They take no plays off. They play championship defense. I think they come in here and they could hammer them. You saw what the Warriors did against the Bulls. They won by 40 points in United Center. Top play, one play, 9 words of lifestyle. Ride the wave or down the water. My favorite Monday, J Money. A pleasure.
I like it. I like it, my guy, man. It's the Knicks for me. I'm taking the Knicks plus the points, plus the 8. Got to hop on one of these dogs, man. All the favorites covering. This is my best dog of the day, the pups. I don't have the dog barking in here. We with the dogs tonight, man. Got the Knicks pants on. Pull those. If you ride the Knicks with me, pull those pants up just right below the calves. You dig what I'm saying? This is not the Jazz point spread range. They have the Warriors on deck and the Knicks as well. I think they have some pieces that can keep this game close defensively, and they have the size advantage down low, guys. So give me the Knickerbockers plus the 8. Also a heavy lean to the over. The Jazz, they're a small team right now, running a lot of small ball, shooting a lot of threes. I think the Knicks, they've been talking about in their post-game pressers, playing faster, getting out for some easy chance points. Heavy lean to the over in that game, and I think it's correlated with the Knicks, guys. So looking at over 218.5 and the Knicks plus the 8, and they'll win 5 college basketball picks, man. I'm rolling with Virginia plus the points. I got a plus 12. It said plus 11 now. Texas plus 1.5. Montana minus 2.5. You can take money line minus 140. It is going to be a close game, but I think they get it done. A little double revenge spot from last year. You dig what I'm saying? Temple minus the 4 over South Florida, and FIU minus 1. FIU is the smallest one, but I like all 5 of those to hit, man. Let's go 7-0, 6-0, one time for the one time, guys. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and we out. We back tomorrow.